let's try to understand maybe how can you evaluate once you have strategy in place, once you've already built that, you've already shared it with your stakeholders, and now that you are uh, someone raised their hands. Are we taking questions now, or do we take questions toward the end?
Oh, I just had a question. That's your call. How do you want to take it? Maybe in the end or now?
I'm happy to take it now. It's fine, I think.
Okay, sure. So regarding prioritization of features, they say like there are like multiple features which are coming, at the same point, and engineering has a different plan. So how do you actually like prioritize the features which needs to be like built based on the timeline? Because like product managers will be very closely speaking to the customers, and the customers will be requiring certain features to be like coming up really fast. So how do you actually prioritize that to your engineering team?
Got it. Yeah. So I think, so if I understood your question correctly, engineering team might already have their own roadmaps, like their own plans set up, and then you have a limited timeline, and you already have features in mind to build to make sure that your customers are happy with it, right? And how do you convey that back to the engineering team so that you prioritize that feature as well in the roadmap? Is this correct?
Yes, that's right.
Got it. So, yeah. So for that, I think there are different activities and steps that you can take. First and foremost, try to understand maybe like with the framework that maybe I shared a couple of minutes ago, try to understand the feature that you're trying to build, what impact it is having, how many number of customers you're trying to reach with the feature that you are building, what is the KPI that you are setting up for that, like success metric, and how does it impact the overall business as well? Like, for example, is it adding up to some sort of revenue? Like quantifying that result. Is it increasing your user engagement? Is it increasing your daily active users? Or is there any maybe KPI that you set up for that particular feature? And how it is contributing to overall business goal? That is something which is like creating basically a proof. I wouldn't say proof print, like it is something which maybe helps support what you're trying to propose to the engineering team. Now you have all these information along ready with you, along with the user feedback samples that you might have generated. You go to the engineering team and try to have a discussion in terms of understanding if you build this, what is the tentatively timeline they look forward to. Now, either they will say, yes, we will be able to accommodate your request and we'll go ahead building that. Second is they'll come back to you and say that, no, we have our priorities and we can't do this. So now what you can do is maybe break this entire strategy that you're coming up with to build a particular product feature into multiple key milestones, which will say if you are spreading that in the span of 1 quarter, try to make maybe monthly milestone or try to make maybe bi-weekly sprint milestone or something like that. Like set up a key milestone, maybe just try to break it down maybe into different key milestones, which will help you show the progress over a period of time. At the same time, engineering team will also be happy that they are releasing or they're helping you out develop that particular feature that you are trying to propose to them. Does this answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm happy to take more questions if anyone has it, or we can move ahead then.
I have posted one in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Can you please maybe
Sure.
share it here with me if possible? Yeah.
So basically the question is what exactly is the difference between product strategy, roadmap and the GTM? Because there seems to be commonalities in the all three. Like all definitions of all
Right.
three somewhere are same.
Yeah. So product strategy is a holistic or overall picture of understanding what your feature is, so basically let me start from here. Maybe GTM becomes a topic under a product strategy where you talk about how will you take this particular product to the market, like taking the particular product when it is ready for launch, how will you take it to the market? But before that, a lot of things come into play, a lot of core elements that goes into it, which we already discussed, like understanding the vision, writing the goals, who are your customers, then understanding their pain points, coming up with a solution, then designing and developing those solutions. And now that you're ready for the launch, when you have already tested everything, now that you're ready for the launch, here comes a GTM strategy in play. So go-to-market strategy is basically you already have a product built with you. How do you take that to the market to understand or maybe gather initial feedback? And now, when you are ready to do that, there are multiple ways that you can do. So in B2C customer segments or in the for the companies which are operating in B2C, they generally go with the experimentation approach, which is A/B testing, whether you try to expose or release that particular feature for a certain set of customers and gather initial feedback in terms of the KPI. In case of enterprise products, you try to experiment that with an individual customer itself so that you can understand what are the challenges they're facing. Are they able to meet, are your product features able to meet the expectations they have? And if there are any gaps that you can actually fill further into and then think of the next step. So GTM is more of you work with the product marketing managers to take help from bringing your product from ready to launch stage to actually customers adopting or using your product. So that becomes your GTM strategy. And GTM involves like branding of your product, promotions, then sharing a lot of newsletters, making announcements out in the market in different formats. So that is more or less the difference between GTM and a product strategy.
Got it.
So I have a question. So once the product strategy is made, can we change it?
Yeah, of course, you have to. But
Okay.
that depends, right? Like, so you built a strategy. Say, for
Uh,
example, you built a strategy which is for next one entire year. But after the first or second quarter, your business goals itself change. Like your business leadership decides to focus more on maybe acquiring new customers over, this is just an example, over increasing the engagement of your customers, existing customers on the platform. So then your strategy should be in such a way that it entails feature to capture maybe new market segments which are out there in the market, which your company hasn't already targeted. So along with that, if there are any new trends in terms of technologies, like GenAI was not a big topic maybe 10 years back, but now everyone is talking about GenAI and LLMs and machine learning stuff, right? So along with those as well, you need to keep an eye on market trends too, which
yes, yeah.
might help you actually withstand the competition as well. So this is something which I can talk about.
Okay, okay. So is there any particular timeline for it, like 1 year or 2 year? Because
No, so I think that
competitors are
depends
keep on
on,
coming and trends will change from time to time. So
yeah.
as a
Yeah,
PM,
so
how
as a
to,
product manager,
yeah,
you need to keep doing that exercise maybe. So I think that, and the frequency of it is not fixed actually, that you should do daily or you should do weekly or you should do just once in a month or something like that. That totally depends on the nature of the product that you're working, the size and the stage of the company. Like, is it an early stage? Is it in the growth stage? Is it already a developed company which is already targeting to different global markets? Or is it, again, that depends on the type of customers as well and the nature of the product that you work. So I would say there's no set frequency to this, but a general practice is like just need to keep an eye on what your competitors are doing and how the market is evolving in the landscape that you're working.
okay, okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions? If not, we can go ahead. Okay, so maybe let me walk you through one of the examples that I just wanted to share with you all in terms of like how Google AdSense created a winning product strategy in the past, which actually was like a stepping milestone in the advertising industry. So in the world of advertising, online advertising, user experience and ad effectiveness can sometimes feel like opposing forces. Like you can't be ad effective, like you can't deliver the user experience at the same time you can't be relevant as well. So but Google AdSense has mastered this art of balancing both. Like let's see like what exactly was the secret sauce for them to build this winning product strategy. So at the heart of AdSense lies a deep focus on customer experience or the user experience. Using advanced targeting algorithms, they ensure ads are contextually relevant to the content users are viewing, and this creates seamless experience where no more jarring pop-ups, no more irrelevant ads are shown to the customers. Google AdSense employs contextual targeting algorithms to match ads with relevant content on publishers' websites. By analyzing the content of the web page and understanding the user's intent, AdSense delivers ads that are more likely to resonate with the users and helps the businesses achieve their goals as well, which they are setting up while creating the campaigns. So the ad formats and placements were chosen very, very carefully. They avoid being intrusive. Like you just won't see any random pop-up coming on your screen, instead appearing as helpful suggestions. So this user-centric approach translating to a higher engagement and click-through rates for advertisers were there, one of the winning strategies for Google AdSense. Is there any question? Okay, so but the user experience is just not one piece of puzzle. They also kept on taking continuous feedbacks and a lot of loops, which were crucial for their success as well. AdSense actively solicits like the user input and monitors metrics like ad engagement and bounce rates of the ads. This data allows them to refine their algorithms for optimal effectiveness. So now let's shift gears to market understanding. Google leverages its vast data analytics capabilities to gain deep insights into user behavior and market trends. This allows them to anticipate the changes and adjust their targeting and optimizing strategy accordingly. Staying ahead of this curve is paramount. Through competitive analysis, AdSense understands its industry trends, emerging technologies, and competitive offerings. This proactive approach ensures they maintain their leadership position as well in the market. But it doesn't stop there. Like AdSense prioritizes understanding the customer's need first, and by actively soliciting feedback from advertisers and publishers as well, they can align with their development efforts along with the market demands. This ensures the platform remains valuable to everyone who are involved, starting from the publishers, starting from the marketers, starting from the brands, and to the end customers who are actually viewing that experience of the advertising. The AdSense story highlights the power of user-centric approach combined with a deep understanding of the market. By focusing on both user experience and market savviness, AdSense has created a winning strategy that benefits both advertisers as well as publishers. So there are three bigger lessons that I personally came across from Google's product strategy. So one of the lessons was focusing on a specific context across your user segment to drive engagement and revenue is very essential to the success. Another one was like leveraging data analytics to inform strategic decisions and drive performance, deriving actionable insights through the data that you might gather initially through your customers is very crucial. And last one is investing in research and development to explore and refine your product strategy for ongoing success is a secret sauce for their winning product strategy that Google AdSense created. Here are more examples as well. Like if you want to just go back and read through what are the great product strategies that companies might have set up and how they are differentiated as of today in the market. So Apple's market differentiation around the type of products they create, then IKEA for their cost leadership. Spotify is very popular for their freemium model. Airbnb was a disruption strategy they came up with. Walmart's cost leadership when they say save money and save life. And then there's Uber, who have come up with a disruptive innovation where that's a ride-hailing app, as well as they also entered into Uber Eats market segment where they are actually delivering, like offering delivery as a service. So these were a few examples that I wanted to share with you. I think I would like to stop here maybe and take questions if you might have, and then move to the next slide.
Swati, could you tell me what's the freemium model?
Yeah, sure. So freemium model, it's a Spotify's freemium model. What they offer is generally like you'll have a version which is free for you to use. That like they'll offer certain features for you to try it out initially to actually acquire a customer. But along with that, if you want to have access to maybe full-fledged solution and the product offerings they're having in the market, you'll have to pay for it. So that's a sort of freemium model. It's like a kind of, at times it's a combination of subscription, at times it's a combination of just offering a free feature versus like you pay certain fee to access to the full-fledged one. So if you if you think of maybe Microsoft Suite, so they might just charge you on an annual basis for a particular package that you take, but for Spotify, it's like a monthly fee or a monthly subscription charges that you pay. So they'll offer some features for you to try it out. That's their strategy. They'll acquire customer, and then further you will have to pay for remaining features that you wanna have access to. So that's a premium model.
Right. In that case, like most of the SaaS model itself is like framed by the freemium model, right? They give certain features
Yeah,
for
so you can
free, and
say
then like
that's a premium. That's like subscription as well. At times they call it a subscription too. You agree to pay, and that's at times it's a contract fee as well. Like you might see in B2B enterprises, they generally like have contracts with the vendors, and that's like they pay a fee, certain amount of fee based on the agreement and the contract they sign up with them, and that's something which is different than maybe freemium. So you will have to pay upfront money to actually have access to the product and the offerings that you're trying to access from the vendors. So that's a different one, which is general practice in enterprises.
let's say like even the chat GPT model, it's freemium model, right? Like you have 3.5 as
Yeah,
free, and
yeah,
that's how like SaaS business also works, right? Like you have certain features for free, and when you want to like expand
yeah,
your features or upgrade,
yeah,
there you pay.
yeah. That's correct.
But you were saying like there is a difference.
Yeah.
Could you mention the difference? What's the
So
difference?
yeah, so it is like I said, right? It's a combination. In most of the cases, it differs from company to company. Like you said, enterprises. ChatGPT is one of the examples where there are individual customers also, like individual customers like me and you who are using ChatGPT. There are enterprises who are actually integrating ChatGPT APIs to help their maybe internal processes efficient, right? So there are different use cases. So as per the use case, the payment, or I would say the monetization, so let's call it as monetization model. Monetization model differs, right? So from a customer, I might have to pay a different fee based on different sort of maybe monetization model they offer. But as an enterprise, I might have a different model where I pay, say, just one-time fee, depends on the terms and conditions. So premium for Spotify, like how freemium actually became very popular, what was with Spotify. They came up with the strategy, and that's how they became popular. Like they actually onboarded a lot of customers initially with a freemium, like with a free version, and then they started charging those to actually convert into a channel where they can monetize their particular platform as well. So, but in case of enterprises, there is just not freemium. I'm just saying that there are multiple other types of monetization as well, or the revenue models as well, where they might have a contract for just one-time fee. They might have a freemium model where they say, you try our product for 15 days or 20 days, and then if you agree to maybe go ahead with us, we'll start charging you a specific amount. Or there is a monthly subscription fee where you don't get access to free stuff. You just say, for having access to our product, we will charge you monthly this much amount of money. So this is different than other two models that I discussed.